Man by the Beach. You have not heard of it, he has not heard of it, no one has ever heard of it. Well, unless you fall into this group of people. The Man by the Beach was a game developed by my lecturer with only one sole purpose: jumble out every single thing bad about game design and boom! You have the Man by the Beach game. Episode 3? While I was about to show you some gameplay footage, my lecturer has unfortunately lost the entire source code because the file hosting company has went bankrupt. But at least he still kept his instructions screen on, so I'm gonna try to replicate the gameplay with MS Paint. Game's pretty simple. Man spot on beach, coconut spot on top of man. Move the man so he doesn't get hit by the coconuts. If the coconut touch him, boom, game over. Well, not too shabby, right? Wrong. You don't get 1 point for avoiding one coconut. You only get 1 point if you survive for 24 hours, as in 24 real-time hours. And you know what's even worse? The coconut will drop whenever it feels like, meaning that you can start 2 seconds when you start the game, or you will never drop for an entire month. And to reach the end of the game, you must score 100 points. That's like 3 months of work. And if you shut down the application, you're gone. Your save ceases to exist. You have to start all over again from day 0. Man, this game is stupid, man. Why is it even created? Man, I'm glad it's gone. But that's where I came in. So first up, of course, we're gonna have the ground, then we'll put a bench, and of course the player, bro. Yeah, that's good enough. Now I'm gonna drop this little guy to the bench real quick and go and balance my keyboard for a while. And let's go! Play that moves. And of course a bit more shit here and there. And now the camera will be cameraing. Next up, we need a tree. So let me just... Great success! I also made this coconut over here. I actually made multiple of them. And I'm gonna put it all together in this one tree. Next up, I also made this one script that drops the coconut at random intervals. And when I mean by random, it's literally random. You can drop from now to like in 5 years. Now I'm just gonna make a second tree real quick. And then I further coded some stuff so the coconut will respawn after falling for a while. Lastly, I just added a logic so that something will happen when the coconut hit the player's head. But now my game looks kind of shit, yeah. So now I think it's time to steal some assets, bruh. I'm just gonna go online and steal some generic ass tree and just replace whatever abomination I made. I'm also gonna replace the bean with a random ass homeless character I found online. I'll also give it a CG animation to make it look nicer. But there was one slight problem. That was a pretty easy thing to solve. I just make sure that the head and the body are separate things. And I just make sure that the head only casts shadows. Just to look into the hole, bro, you'll be fine. I also made it this particle effect to warn players about the coconut is about to drop. And also this dissolve thing to make spawning coconut look cooler. Then I just check the make ship look good button and woo! I also added some sound effect and this goofy art depth animation. Now I'm going to incorporate one of the important features, which is viewing the player stats. I was thinking of putting everything on a watch, then the player can toggle it whenever they feel like. So first up, I made an arm raising animation, then made it so that the player can toggle it. Next time when I just find a random ass watch, then just slap it onto the wrist. Next, I edited the audio texture and added some UI elements to provide details that I need. Then I made this script to allow the watch to function as intended. As seen, it shows the day survived, current time, and the specific date that the player started the game. Now, the only thing left is a working online leaderboard. After searching online for like literally 10 seconds, I came across Dan. He made an entire online leaderboard system for the community to use, and it's like so easy to set up. So alhamdulillah man, thank you very much. Next up, I finished up some more UI elements, adding a mini menu, transitions from menu to game, restart game, and leaving game. Now shit's looking pretty solid right now, but how does one make a game about a beach without a beach? So I just spent the next few minutes making a generic terrain, then I just drag sand in and hey, a beach. And now with a beach, how can I have water? And so I found this Unity package that will provide me a nice looking ocean. They have a free version in the GitHub, which I put over into my game real quick. And with that, my game is pretty much done. So let me just build it to the web real quick. And... the water does not work on web! So as a last ditch effort, I just made this water shader online to cover it. And that's how I remade my Lecturer'S game. The game is published on itch.io, which is linked in the description. Like and subscribe, and bye, have a great time.